all of the questions and all of the fog of this life become very clear when you recognize that behind this whole physical experience, the physical is run by the non-physical, by the energies that we experience. And unfortunately, one of the energetic laws is the law of illusion that that we're in, where we think everything is the way it looks, right? Everything is the way it looks. This. So how many of us have gotten caught up in illusion? Whether it's a relationship we got into, we thought it was one way, turned out to be another, or business we got, or a place we moved to, or some decision that we make using our five senses. When we were taught to make a decision, you know, does it seem good? Does it look good? Is it logical? Is this the thing to do? And we use our five senses to make a decision about something, and it seems to be the right thing, but over time, it's exactly what we don't want. And we go, "Well, how'd that happen?" It made sense in the beginning, and then once you're into it, you see, oh, okay, I see. There were signs in the beginning about this that I didn't see that now are so clear. But unfortunately, I'm already involved, or it's already had an effect on me. What if you could see the signs of a person, place, thing, or activity and where it's headed before you get into it, before you commit to it, before it costs you time, money, and heartache? Would that be a good skill to have? Well, I call that a superpower. And that's what you learn here in energy awareness training. You learn a superpower. You learn to be able to read the energies around people, place, or things and understand what the principles are energetically and make an informed decision. So I was talking with one of my students this week, and I was explaining this concept to him. And I said, have you ever dated someone and you got into a relationship, and in the beginning you thought, hey, looks good, sounds good, feels good, they like me, I like them, let's go for it. So you went for it, and then it was good in the beginning, and then it became a source of torment and suffering. It was the last thing you wanted, and then took you a long time to get out of it. And then afterwards you're bruised and battered, and you go, ugh, if only I had known then what I know now, I never would have gotten involved with that. Oh, so the question is, why didn't you know? Or you say, I knew it, I shouldn't have done this, I knew it. Oh, well, you knew it. Why'd you do it? I don't know. I don't know why I did it. Well, we know why you did it, because you weren't energetically aware. You hadn't trained yourself to be able to read invisible energies. And that's, again, the superpower. So experience, teaches us a lot, and that's why there's pain in this world and there's suffering, unfortunately, God forbid, but there is, so that pain and suffering will teach us a lesson, right? You put your finger on a hot stove, hopefully you won't have to learn that lesson again. You'll get the picture. But unfortunately, when it comes to human behavior, we don't learn our lessons. And that was the confusing thing that I noticed. I would see people, and I would attend seminars. I have some friends that I go way back with, and we'd attend these personal development seminars, and the trainer in the front of the room is kind of like an S type thing. He'd say, "Well, here's your pattern. Your pattern is this, and your pattern is that." And you go, "Oh yeah, okay." And you think, oh, "Okay, he or she knows the pattern, so they'll be able to fix it." And then, 3 weeks later, stand up in the workshop, and they go, "I'm running my pattern again." You know, and the attorney, "You're running your pattern again." "Yeah, I know, I'm running my pattern again." I'm me bad, me bad. So obviously, just knowing about it It's better than not knowing about it, but that doesn't bring change. That doesn't bring the change we're looking for. And that's what I was always looking for, the missing link of not, it's just not enough to know you change. I had a client of mine who was a psychologist, and she heard about the work I did. She was referred from another student of mine, and she says, "Can you help me with my relationships?" And I'm thinking to myself, okay, I got this licensed psychologist asking me, who specializes in energy work. I'm not a psychologist. I'm not a licensed uh, therapist. I do energy work, and I'm certified in that, but I'm not certified in psychology. But I don't do psychology, and she couldn't find the answers in psychology. So she, and I said to her, "Sure, I'll help you." And I said, "Do you know where it came from?" And she said, "Oh yeah, I know. I've been studying this my whole life. I know. My father left our house when I was 6 years old, and I didn't want him to leave, and it was a big drama thing, and he left, and he said, 'I'm not leaving you. I'm leaving your mother. I'm not leaving you.' But she didn't hear that. So all he heard was, 'I'm leaving you. I'm leaving you.' So the pattern is now every time she gets involved in a romantic relationship, the opposite sex, the guy leaves her. She goes, 'That's my pattern.' I said, how many times has this happened to you?" She goes, "About 7 times. And now I can pinpoint exactly when he's going to leave." I said, "So you know the pattern, and you know how it works, and you know when it's going to kick in, but you haven't changed it." I said, "Why?" She goes, "Because I don't know how. Because willpower didn't work for me. Being aware of it didn't work for me. So I can diagnose why I have it, but I don't know how to get rid of it." And I said to her, my immortal words that I'm known for, which is, nothing changes until energy moves. Nothing changes until energy moves. I don't believe in tattoos, but if I did, I'd tattoo that right on my arm. Nothing changes until energy moves. That's the secret of what we do here in energy awareness training. You've got to move the energy. It's not enough to know where it came from. It's not enough to know, yeah, my parents, no. You've got to move the energies. Now, so up to this point, even people who've been with me, you need to hear this. You need to hear this every week, because the illusion in the world is everything is as it seems to be. Well, the law of illusion in energy awareness training is things are what they seem to be sometimes, and things are not the way they seem to be sometimes. So when you have an energetic perspective, you have a higher level of consciousness. In other words, you're just not buying the what I call the third dimensional reality, which is, life sucks and then you die, God forbid. Right. It's just, it's one thing after the other, one thing I never get what I want. My parents screwed me up, like that. I mean, that's what this third dimension world was designed for. The design and the template for this living reality, if you haven't noticed, is up and down and up and down and in and out and happy and sad, and it's working out and it's not working out, and we're together and we break up and the business is great and the business goes out. Duality. We're constantly moving from one to the other. Now, you could say, well, is it fate? Is that the way it is? I mean, are we just born to suffer or born to be frustrated? And the answer is a resounding no. We're not born to suffer, and we're not born to be frustrated. But suffering and frustration are tools to alert you, to activate you to something higher, to more awareness. And when you become energetically aware, you see the big picture. that we are energetic beings inhabiting physical bodies. And isn't that the ultimate paradox? Non-physical is inhabiting the physical. So when you have that revelation, you go, whoa. So it's not just this reality I'm living with. There are all other realities. There are other dimensions. There are other frequencies, like Tesla was talking about. Frequency, vibration, energy. Now, when you become aware of those dimensions, now things start to get into alignment. When you recognize, there are solutions to everything we're dealing with. You got a health problem, there's a solution for it. You got a money problem, you got a relationship problem, you got a self-esteem problem, whatever it is, whatever you can't find relief in the physical world with, when you look at the problem energetically, that's the solution.